Hey guys, welcome to What If Deku had an Inventor's Quirk Part 2. Yeah, this should be the second video coming out today, though it is 5 o'clock now, so I have no clue about what's happening, nor whether I'll get everything sorted or not. So, anyway, this is, a continuation of Part 1, of course. Sorry about how confusing that was. But just to summarize where we are, or to summarize everything that's happened so far, is Deku's disappointed by his quirk, but then he finds out about how it could be used to kind of go towards his dream in a different way, helping someone else to become the symbol of peace rather than himself. His quirk, of course, being high IQ and ability to basically mess around with technology. He is now a forefront, as in a leading person, of the innovative suit designs within heroes, and I mean pro heroes already, up and coming and already popular pro heroes. So he's basically he's got a life going for himself, and he's worth around a like he's worth at least 1 million, I would go, and he has that money, and he's been saving it up, using it on certain projects like the nanobot project, which they're they're only in his body when he gets ill. Like I know before I made it sound like there's always within his body, but they're only in his body when he gets ill to kill the pathogens that are causing him to get ill. So afterwards he takes him out of a hole he's got in. Well, by a hole I mean he cuts one of his. We'll say yeah. Well, he cuts the end of his fingers and they come out of there. He doesn't do this every time, but it is a thing. He's still working on the nanobots, internally anyway. Externally, he can use it to make a sword like he has, which can be used as a mild taser, uh, to a quite a strong taser, because he realizes if he gets into trouble, he's gonna have to fight like big, huge monsters potentially. So he's just kind of future proofing for himself. Anyway, back onto the story. So it's a day before um Deku is like done with school. So he's about to get his grades back, and he's about to do a careers thing for the last day, like he would in canon. But that's when his mum starts talking to him. His mum, uh, his mum is quite awkward about it. So Deku thinks it's something quite important, which it is. So, pardon me. His mum is like, so Deku, remember back when you were like 5? I know you do because you have that IQ quirk. Anyway, remember back when you were 5? I said I got something planned for you. Well, what it was is see, there's this really cool school that tailors towards inventing, like with your whole pro suit business. And then he's like, "Mum, we can't talk about that. Sorry." Anyway, continue. Well, since you're so much wanting to become an inventor, and I feel bad about not letting you become a hero. I've decided to apply you to this school. Of course, it runs through the summer, and you can still go to UA for the inventors course. It's just that this school will really boost your opportunities in life. So I contacted a few people, and uh, believe it or not, your dad knows Professor Shield. It, and Deku's like, wait, my dad knows him? He's like famous. And then Inko Midoriya says, yeah, I know. I was quite shocked too, but I guess he does. He is busy since he's never home. So anyway, me and him have decided to uh, apply you to this summer school, but it might cost quite a bit to get there and stuff. And then Deku's like, it's fine. I can cover the costs. And Inka Midori is like, oh, that's fantastic. You can go to this inventor school thing. So by inventor school, I mean this inventors uh summer school thing I've completely created that will be taking place on Island, but I will iron it out a bit more now. So, Inko Midoriya then says, "Of course, you'll have to spend more time away from me," which me and my dad have already discussed, and we said it's fine because we're gonna have Professor Shield look after you and basically keep an eye over you there. Uh, and he's also gonna lower the tuition fees, but you're still gonna have to pay for accommodation. This is because he doesn't want it to be unfair. So Deku basically he books a accommodation at Island and now has a spot in Island. He goes to school the next day, and this is where he skips a careers thing, but tells everybody he's still off to UA. But rather than going in the heroes course, he goes in the inventors course. This doesn't cause Bakugo to do an outrage, which causes Bakugo to not bully him this time because Deku's still not trying to become a hero, though he doesn't have a quirk, so the bullying's kind of stopped for him. But anyway, Deku still does bump into this not slime monster. Yeah, it is slime monster. Deku does still bump into the slime monster because of what happens. Because of what happens, he bumps in. Because he still goes the same way home, he bumps into the slime monster. Though this time he does fight against it. So how's the fight gonna go? So Deku immediately realizes that the slime monster is hostile, and this time he just stays calm and activates his IQ quirk. The reason he activates his IQ quirk is because he has that. If he has that activated, he can use smart strats he wouldn't usually use. So, what he does straight away is fire. Because he's high technology, he did make certain precautions against this I've not mentioned yet, so I'm going to mention that now. So, immediately, as soon as he's in trouble, he swipes a thing on this phone. What this, like by a thing, I mean a button, sorry. He clicks a button on on his phone, like swipes a swipe. This is like an emergency contact. So what this does, it tells Inko Midoriya and the police that he's in danger and his location to do with coordinates. So the police the police call the heroes and the heroes start going there. Then Deku realizes that even though he's called them off, the slime monster's going after him straight away. So he decides to quickly pull out his sword. This is, of course, uses did I call them microbots? No, we'll go micro. This causes the microbots to create the sword that's has a stunning ability. Deku tries to swing the slime monster straight away. He realizes due to A, lack of technique, and B, the slime monster's inability to be hit by a weapon like that, his sword goes straight through, and he still needs to fight the slime monster, but he can't fight it head on like he was. So he decides to swing again, this time with a stun. Due to yet again the slime of the slime monster, this stun just gets exorb straight away. Then Deku kind of rubs his head and goes, for a guy with a really smart IQ, I did such a dumb move. Then he starts running away because the slime monster's, of course, heading towards him at full speed. Deku realizes he's going to have to make some distance between him, so what he decides to do is swing the sword as hard as possible and throw it in the air, and this causes metal pole to fly down from a roof, like a satellite, to fly down from the roof. And this causes the satellite to fall down, and because Deku made sure to go underneath one of the big satellites using his IQ quirk to basically navigate around corners and slopes. Basically, what he managed to do is make a satellite fall from a ceiling due to his high IQ and thrown his sword. So it means he no longer has his sword, but there's a satellite between him and the slime monster. Deku thinks this will stop the slime monster. It doesn't, but Deku just keeps on running, and he's basically useless. And in his head, all he's thinking is, wow, I'm pretty pathetic. I'm basically useless. I should probably die here. And that's when the slime monster grabs a hold of him and starts to choke him and basically suffocate him. But then a weird cloaked figure comes, which stares at the slime monster as the slime monster loses grip over Deku, and then the other heroes come and quickly take out the villain, which seems to have lost control of its slime quirk. Of course, the cloaked guy makes sure that they collect the villain. Uh, he stays in the shadows and then runs away, and Deku's confused by that. Cloaked guy, though, he doesn't put much thought to it and is instead thinking about how useless he is and how pathetic he was, but mostly how he can fix it. So, anyway, Deku then goes home and he starts packing his bag for tomorrow because this is the last day and tomorrow he will be flying off to Island. That is also when he decides to basically have a Red Bull, which is an energy drink, and stay up all night. He realizes this after he realize he does this because he wants to build something, and and uh, and he also realizes he can sleep on the plane. So he whacks on some music, Zeppelin, of course, the dun 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 dun. Wait, is that him? I don't know. Is that Zeb? Anyway, he puts on the iconic Iron Man music that goes dun 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 that one, and he basically stays up all night activating his inventor's quirk as he has complete control over it. I'm gonna be honest with you, and he whacks on all night and he disassembles a bunch of old stuff like uh just a bunch of old experiments he's got, um and he made sure to buy in a bunch of materials beforehand. And what he's taking all the ambition he got from feeling pathetic and useless and putting it into a project. This project, of course, being um, a secret. Yeah, secret to you guys now. The project is this bench, and what he's working on this bench is for it to contain a certain type of AI, as well as two helper claws. What these two helper claws do is will help him. They'll hold like certain stuff, and the reason he's making this bench is because he realizes that if he wants to take it with him, he's gonna need a compact bench, which is also able to keep his designs in. So he creates a computer within this bench, and he uses micro technology that he's created. Um, by the way, he's not told anybody about this micro technology, wanting to keep it a secret. So he uses that technology to put a computer into it, which is really small. He also puts three other mini computers to control the arm AIs. One to keep the two arms in sync, and two for each arm. Uh, they are quite powerful computers as well. And he also and this table does, it just assists him. It's AI, and of course it can also play Spotify, and it keeps his designs and it can project his designs so he can use the designs as a blueprint, blah 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 blah, and basically it's like a virtual way of keeping his designs. And the reason he's done this is because he can take all the designs he's been working on throughout his life to him to Island safely and keep the original copies there and in a safe, of course, and stuff like that. Uh, another thing, another thing. It can fold up, so it can be taken with him. And the third thing is that he's working on a new design, and he needs that table to be there so he can work on this certain design, which you will find out about next episode. Yet again, I realised how confusing this must be, so I do apologise for that. But I'm hoping it's not too confusing for you guys, and I will be coming out with a third part, which should clear everything up. Well, I hope it does anyway. Yet again, thanks for watching. You're a great audience. I'm so sorry if this doesn't make sense, but I hope it does. Uh, Yeah, I swear I've just said this, but thanks for watching, and goodbye.